what we're going to do right here. It's the final night of the 41st District Tournament, and we've got all the action here for you on the Cable 10 Game of the Week. Welcome back to Benny Watkins Field. It is the final night of the 41st District Tournament, and that means it's champion night. Alongside David Daly, I'm John Piesheimer, and we've got a couple of games that I think are going to be pretty good here. As we go through the highlights here, we had kind of that statistical anomaly, if you want to call it, of 4 games and 4 straight shutouts.
Yes, absolutely, yes. And all 4 teams playing tonight, the ladies and the men, are going to be walking in here carrying in a shutout. Like we say, anytime you roll into a tournament, records kind of go out the window. A lot of things happen. Now, both the clubs playing right now, Western Hills and Great Crossing, both punch tickets to the regional tournament, Region 11, going to be hosted by Sayre. So
both pretty impressive performances as you're seeing the highlights right now from the Frankfort Great Crossing game that we had on Monday night. And Great Crossing showing a lot of strength in the midfield, a lot of players that can just play with both feet, move the ball around left or right at will, comfortable with the ball at their feet and comfortable with defenders coming at them because they know they've got options.
Yes, very strong through the midfield also when they are feeding those leading scorers. Leading scorer, Marin Patton, got 24 points on the season, 12 goals. Very solid.
And speaking of strength through the midfield, that's exactly what we saw from the Wolverines Tuesday night as they dispatched the home team, the hosting team, the Flyers. Some nice goals there by Ella Davis and Kennedy Carter and Maddie Muller. That was the difference as the Wolverines went 3-0. You saw that penalty that Maddie Muller scored. They had another penalty in that game, and that one sailed above the crossbar. But Western Hills impressive performance, and looking at both of these games that we're going to see tonight, I don't think we're going to see 2 more shutouts.
No, I don't think so. The very, very high-powered offenses. Also, Western Hills, Anna Laudville played exceptionally well in setting up a lot of those goals. Very high work rate, but yeah, there's way too much offense on the pitch tonight. I don't see a shutout coming.
Yeah, both talented teams, especially talented in the midfield. Girls that are good with both feet. We're going to take a break, and we'll have the rest of the action coming up for you. Stay with us here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
Here at David Tolles Auto Pro, we know if people are driving right now, it's only for the most important reasons. And if their car breaks down, we need to get it back on the road. At Auto Pro, we want you to rest assured that we're doing everything in our power to keep you safe. We follow all recommended COVID-related safety guidelines when handling your vehicle. Our lobby and facilities are completely clean and sanitized every night. And we have touchless credit card processing. We appreciate your trust in these difficult times, and we want to thank you for shopping locally. If you have to take it to somebody, you can take it to us. David Tolles Auto Pro.
Game of the Week is brought to you by David Tolles Auto Pro. You're in good hands with David Tolles Auto Pro. Bring your vehicle to us for the best repairs in the Frankfort area. 2 locations at 1348 Versailles Road and 515 Duncan Road. And check us out at davidtollsautopro.com.
Exit Realty Crutcher strives to be a leader in the communities we serve. We focus on training, technology, and providing resources to ensure that our agents serve you with excellence. The foundation of our culture is built on family. We focus on agents' growth personally and professionally because we know that their success is really your success. If you're ready to explore an opportunity to buy or sell, contact us today and allow our family to help your family. Exit Realty Crutcher. Real estate is what we do. Families are why we do it. Game of the Week is brought to you by Exit Realty Crutcher. Exit Realty Crutcher, your premier resource for all real estate services, wishes all teams a great school year. From Louisville to Lexington and all cities in between, we have the knowledge, enthusiasm, teamwork, and experience to help you buy and sell. Come see what we have to offer for your real estate needs. ExitRealtyCrutcher.com.
Yeah, this is Joe. You need a tree removed from your yard? Yeah, I can do that for you.
Don't take a chance on any Joe Schmo. Call Estate Tree Service for all your tree care needs. Since 1957, Estate Tree Service has provided safe, quality tree care at a fair rate. From tree removal and pruning to stump grinding and debris cleanup, we've got you covered. Call the trusted professionals at Estate Tree Service today.
district championship night. Tonight's first match between the girls of Great Crossing and the girls from Western Hills. And now the starting lineup for your visiting team dressed in white. Kennedy Carter, a senior, number 3. Number 22, a senior, Christina Chavez. Number 12, a senior, Maggie Richardson. Number 7, a senior, Maddie Mueller. Number 5, a senior, Ella Davis. Number 28, a senior, Lauren Murray. Number 29, a senior, Leah Hibbets. Number 19, a junior, Anna Lodmell. Number 11, a junior, Maddie Floyd. Number 21, a junior, Sarah Lodmell. Starting in goal, a freshman, Elizabeth Judy. And the head coach of the Wolverines, Chris Grady. Now the starting line for your home team on your scoreboard, dressed in blue, the Great Crossing, Lady Warhawks. Number 3, a freshman, Seton Hawkinsmith. Number 32, a freshman, Meredith Turner. Number 5, a freshman, Hayden Patton. Number 19, a sophomore, Allie Nolan. Number 12, a sophomore, Marin Patton. Number 21, a junior, Camry Smith. Number 36, a senior, Brooke Dennard. Number 24, a senior, Emery Schmidt. Number 20, a senior, Lane Ogle. Number 1, a senior, Madison Dye. Starting a goal, a senior, Shelby Smith. And the head coach of the Warhawks, Steve Brown. The National Federation of High School Kentucky High School Athletic Association require officials to enforce sportsmanship rules. High school athletics emphasize positive values. The participants have to work hard to create a sense of teamwork, respect, responsibility, and perspective. We remind you that good behavior is expected from all and that misconduct will not be tolerated. Let this competition reflect mutual respect among all participants, officials, and fans. Good luck to both teams. Let's have a great game.
Few final words of wisdom on both sides here as the Great Crossing Warhawks coming in with a record after that win on Monday night of 8-4-2, 6-4-1 in the region, now at 4-0 in the district after that win against Frankfort and Western Hills. You see on their screen in white, they are coming in with a record of 9-8-0. We had so many impressive Wolverines in that game against Franklin County, and so many seniors on this team, and I think that's how they're not going to really kind of suffer from a lack of composure. At least I would think you wouldn't with that much experience on the team, and you know they're going to want to take home this 41st District championship in their final year of going at it, the seniors on both sides, but especially on Western Hills, you know, it being a Franklin County school.
Absolutely, John. With strong senior leadership, they're very comfortable out here, used to being out in this situation. They are going to do look to put a final cap on it and win a championship for them.
Wolverines will start us out going to the right side of your screen. And I'll be interested to see how this midfield battle plays out, as giving up possession early on are the Wolverines and Warhawks going to work here, because you've got a lot of formidable players, as we mentioned in the open, on both sides in the midfield. A lot of senior leadership and a lot of scoring abilities. That ball played out really quickly, and Carter just needed about another step to have a chance at that one.
Yeah, and we've seen this play out too, and John, you were talking about that earlier, is that within the first 5 minutes and in the last 5 minutes of each half, we've had that tendency for goals to be scored during that particular 10-minute chunk of each half. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, it was a little bit of clairvoyance on your part, because you brought that up, I think, in our first game, and every single game since we've seen that. So.
Yes, absolutely. I think I would probably say, I'm trying to anecdotally look at this, I think the vast majority of goals were scored in that 10-minute period of each half.
All right, well, we both got our dollar words in for the night. Here's the throw in for great crossing. That was Maggie Richardson, number 12, you saw getting a foot on the ball. She was so impressive in that game against Franklin County for the Wolverines, able to recycle possession and get
Kennedy
possession
Carter
back.
lays one up.
And yeah, coming another way. Kennedy Carter laying it out there for Anna Lodmel, just not able to get onto it. Western Hills have come out here and ready to attack. They're not afraid of this great crossing team.
Shelby Smith came off her line pretty aggressively, picked that ball up about 20-yard line and laid it up to the left side for her teammates, who are now down in the attacking third, putting a little pressure on Western Hills.
Ball is played out here, and
Patton loses the handle, dispossessed.
Yeah, Marin Patton was really the star of the show for great crossing. She didn't come away with the goal, but it was not for a lack of opportunities and trying and impressive play.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, she just had Frankfort High defenders tied in knots on night one. Nobody could really stay with her. She was taking on 2-3 people at a time and coming out with the ball. But we kind of saw the same thing out of the Wolverines. And number 5, Ella, those two midfielders impressed me the most, Maggie Richardson and Ella Davis, in that game.
Yes. And Ella was playing that sort of an attacking midfield position and really came strong out of that placement and struck the ball well with both feet, right and left. Very impressive. But so far, it's been just kind of a nice kind of probe, check. We haven't seen much advantage coming through the midfield yet. Nobody's really established control, but I think that we'll be pretty well matched up.
Going to ground that time was one of the Wolverines. No call, and that'll be a corner kick for the Warhawks.
Yeah, there's the first corner kick coming up.
See on your screen there, that is number 2, Carly Chavez, the freshman. Corner's coming in. It's a little flat and hits the first Wolverine in there, but
Sarah Lodmill dumps it back out.
The ball came back out, and Wolverine's able to get to that one. And now Wolverines have a chance to counter, and Kennedy Carter
on the drive,
going to battle there with Allie Nolan, number 19, and for great crossing, kind of in that middle of the field roll.
Madeline Dodge rolled back to this outer back position and played a nice ball up the wing there.
Yeah, we saw some impressive play out of her. She had 2 goals in the first half in that game against Frankfort. The official calls a dead ball. It was
Thank you.
less than politely reminded of the correct call there by the amassed crowd here.
Yeah, he was a hindered play.
We've got a good crowd here, and see a couple of people that may have umbrellas with them. We don't know what our weather is going to be like tonight. It's kind of been on and off, threatening to rain the whole time, but we certainly hope it stays away.
I believe we saw a lightning strike, and the referee called a stoppage. I saw him hit his watch, and if we did have a strike, it'll be, I believe, 20 minutes.
I promise you, I don't have the ability to channel that, so don't blame me for that, folks. We got a lightning strike, and we've got a stoppage in play. Just a little under 5 minutes gone in this one. No score so far, and what we saw both teams, while we've got a second, like you said, David, really just kind of feeling each other out, trying to ask a few questions, find out where either defense might be a little bit soft, but not really much in it so far.
No, just a very typical game for experienced players. They're going to come out, just kind of probe a little bit, serve some balls up the wing, look and see if they can't find a soft spot, see if there's a particular player feels like, well, I can go hard right down the pipe, or I can go to the right side, or I've got a little bit of advantage here or there. So they're just probing, checking to see where they can possibly capitalize on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these teams respond to this break, and we hope it's a short one. We'll be back when the action comes back. Stay with us here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
I'm Dr. Jenny Millen. I'm owner and chiropractor at Triple Crown Chiropractic and Wellness. I started this practice in 2010, and traditional bank is the fourth bank I've tried. After switching, I feel like I'm home. I'm from a small town, and that hometown feel of knowing that they care about where you are now and where you are going in the future, that is a win-win for me.
It's all over if they hit this field goal.
Buying or selling a home can be as exciting as winning the big game on a last-second field goal. Or it can be just as devastating if the kick doesn't go in.
And the kick goes up, and it's no good. Home team loses.
That's why in real estate it always helps to be on a winning team. Choose Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher.
Real estate is what we do.
And families are why we do it.
Wait, how'd you get in here?
We're back, and it's like we never left. Back here at Benny Watkins Field. Thank you for hanging with us here on Cable 10 Game of the Week. It is the 41st District Soccer Tournament alongside David Daly and our entire Cable 10 crew. I'm John Piesheimer. You can see the clouds overhead. We're just coming out of a weather delay. And let's take a little bit of a look at that. And despite the weather delay, our team never stops working. The passion for bringing you all the action on the field or in the skies is evident here, and just some really cool shots of what the weather was doing on that delay. You can see the lights popping on right there. But, yeah, just credit to our camera crew, our crew in the truck, everybody that's helped bring this tournament to you. And I would say about an hour or so weather delay we just had. It's time to, stretch our legs. And, David, from a coaching perspective, you have a start to a game. You kind of get in a rhythm. Just about the time you get in a rhythm, it stops, and you go to the locker room, and you have a little bit of downtime. What is the message to your team when it's time to go again, and it's time to get everybody's heads back in the game again after you had that unexpected break?
Yeah, and, anytime a team is thrown something out of the norm. And being on fall break is another thing that's kind of out of the norm. Yeah. So players have to adjust to that their day is different. So they got the game started. We were, 4 minutes into it. They had to shut down. They got this nervous energy. The key point for the coaching staff was just kind of talk with them. Don't show any anxiousness on the coaching side. Just maybe review a few points. Talk a little bit about what maybe they saw in the first 4 or 5 minutes, but nothing major, just trying to keep the kids relaxed and comfortable.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about it, if you watch the first 5 minutes of this one, it was very much a stalemate, so kind of throw that out. We're really just starting back from scratch here, just about 4 minutes less than we normally would have had. So, and also, one of the things I think that might play into that is, we talked about it earlier, the amount of seniors on both sides of the field here.
Correct. You got that strong senior leadership on both sides, Western Hills and Great Crossing. Those seniors have experienced some things like this. They've experienced the delays. They're used to playing during fall break. And so that leadership and confidence rolls down to the underclassmen. And so we're looking forward to it. I think, what we saw, just like you said, John, both teams looked pretty comfortable, a feeling out phase. Nobody was dominating the midfield, and I think that's going to be the big key here. Whoever can get a grip on that. And I think whoever scores first is going to be in the catbird seat. So.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch. We're past that first 5 minutes that we talk about. Well, the Alan Parsons is playing. The ball's on the field. And we're ready to get this one back underway here as Western Hills attacking now. They might sneak a goal here early. Kennedy Carter with a right-footed shot, just no power or direction. But Western Hills trying to kind of take an opportunistic shot towards goal and nearly got on top of the scoreboard early.
Anna Laudmill broke out quick, split down that left side of that defense and dumped it off to Carter. Very close, very close.
Yeah, Western Hills showing some intent early. Here comes Anna Laudmill. Yeah, Laudmill cuts back to her left. She's got Carter in the middle, tried to play it out to Ella Davis, and coming in to knock it out of play is one of the Warhawks.
It'll be a great cross and throw in coming out of their defensive third.
Last time these two teams played, it was 4-0. Great Crossing coming out on top of that one. We had 2 goals from Marin Patton in that game. A goal and an assist from Allie Nolan. Chipping in a goal was Hayden Patton. And Hayden Patton, if you watched this on Monday night, scored towards the end of that game against Frankfort High.
Well played ball. Great Crossing switched the field. Trying to push the attack through midfield. So far at the start of this half, John, what I've seen is Western Hills kind of taking charge.
I'm just going to pretend I didn't see that thing in the sky just a second ago.
Yes. I think it was a bird.
Yeah. Ella Davis here manages to punch the ball out, and Wolverines might have something on. Kennedy Carter I think she tried to put her foot through and just got a little bit under it there on the turf.
Some very nice attack. Western Hills had come out, looked like they were a little more focused. They're on this attacking bend, and so I'd say this will probably last 4 or 5 minutes. Great crossings, you have to keep their head about them.
Yeah, and this is really, this is some of the first pressure we've seen them have to absorb in this tournament.
Absolutely.
And you might say the same for Western Hills. You know, they really just dominated possession in all facets of the game on Tuesday night, and now really have been dominating possession since we started back. And is that sort of a thing where, you know, having the, you know, sort of abbreviated or having the interruption in play maybe takes off the nerves a little bit that you started the game with, and now you can just lock in and focus?
Yes, and what it looks like is it looked like that initial attack by Western Hills right off the bat, whenever Anna Lodmill took it down that right side, really kind of gave them Western Hills the impetus to start this drive.
Nice 1-2 by
Nice
Marin
save.
Patton and Hayden Patton. Here's Marin Patton with the left-footed shot. Doesn't go any farther than the person marking her. Western Hills gets the ball out, but Wolverine takes a hit and taking another shot towards goal on the far side. There was number 36, I believe, Brooke Dennard.
There was a great shot taken down there that was blocked by Leah Hibbets. She just got her right foot on it, parlayed it right back out. Well done by the senior back there holding down the defense.
And we'll make sure to say that out loud because her father's sitting a couple rows in front of us.
Well, she did an excellent job. I believe she's going to be playing at Midway College for Cheryl Smith.
That's definitely good to hear as this cross comes in and getting her
save,
foot through it to there. I believe that was Hayden Patton coming in, but nice save there by Elizabeth Judy, the goalkeeper for Western Hills. And now great crossing, starting to apply some pressure. Coming down the right side this time. Here's Dennard. I haven't really figured out whether it's Dennard or Dennard yet. I think it's Dennard.
I like
Dennard.
Dennard.
That's what we're going with. And I was trying to see who it was over there kind of playing the left back role for Western Hills.
I think it was Maddie Muller.
Yeah, I think that's Muller.
Yes.
She is their leading goal scorer on the season with 17 goals.
Miller.
Now Western Hills trying to play it out from the back and has it taken away. That was Nolan taken away. Here's Hayden Patton. Gonna play it out wide to Dennard. Dennard, nice blocking off that time, but she still got it. A nice battle that you're seeing between Dennard and the Western Hills player over there. I believe that was
Muller again.
Well, Muller was over there, and I believe we had Carly Chavez there as well, the freshman, and now Wolverines are pushing. Here's
Nice
Davis. It looked like she was kind of trying to play it through to Carter and hit her right in the number on the back of her jersey, and great crossing with a chance to counter. There's a through ball by Patton. She's looking for
Allie Nolan
looking for
ran
Nolan.
that one down and
finds Hayden Patton. She's got room to shoot, but she's going to try to carry it to the right. A little through ball. I think she was looking for Seton Hawkinsmith, who had a goal for the Warhawks on Monday night. Here's Marin Patton. I think she loves when people run at her, defenders run at her when she has the ball, because it's a chance to beat somebody, and I think she just enjoys that battle.
Yeah, and we're also seeing some really nice, solid marking, really tight defense. Not a lot of great opportunities, not a lot of clear shots where you're able to just let her rip. So defense has been solid so far also.
Yeah, these two teams have really matched up each other well so far. Looks like great crossing is maybe trying to target that right side. Here's Dennard. She's got a nice foot on her. Hits the post.
That was a well-struck ball.
We have seen more balls hit the post in the crossbar.
Dennard she rattled that cage.
Yeah, and just more shots on frame from distance in this tournament.
Now, Ella Davis for Western Hills has that same striking capacity from 25-30 out.
Yeah, that was a nice job this time. We're going to get a foul in front of us as Anna Lodmill with with a little bit too much of the body there on Allie Nolan. It was a nice job on that last break of Kennedy Carter, realizing what her position was on the field, realized she had to check her run or she'd be offside.
That was a nice battle between the 19s, Nolan and Lodmill.
Yeah, it's been interesting to watch this midfield battle. It's really what I thought we were going to see coming into this, and it's kind of come to fruition. I really was looking forward to seeing that battle between the Patton sisters and Maggie Richardson and Ella Davis there in the midfield, and you see Richardson getting possession away from Hayden Patton that time. Here comes Western Hills. Nice through ball, just a little bit ahead of Kennedy Carter, but it spills to Lodmill. She's going to have a shot on goal, just chips it.
Nice opportunity, but
and
great job.
Yeah, coming out to make the save that time was the goalkeeper for Great Crossing.
Shelby Smith.
Shelby
Nice
Smith
save.
marshaling her territory. Let's take a look at the replay there. I think Lodmill just had to wait on it a little bit too long, but Western Hills threatening again. Here comes Carter playing the cross in. Nobody there to meet it, and Great Crossing will clear this time.
Was picked up there. Western Hills. Sarah Lodmill dumped it back into the.
Here's Davis. She doesn't need an invitation to shoot, as we saw Tuesday night.
Davis she has a rocket on that right foot, but also same thing left foot.
Yeah, she see her take the shot. Just maybe a little bit of the English was off on that one. But definitely a threat that the Warhawks are going to have to keep in the back of their heads. Nice job that time by Marion Patton to bring the ball down off of that throw. Plays it over to Nolan.
Very
Nolan
nice
beats her
run by
defender.
Nolan.
Finds Hawkinsmith. Nice touch to get her a bit of space. Hawkinsmith tries to center it. She was looking for Denard coming over there on the far post, and that was a great job by Elizabeth Judy, the Western Hills goalkeeper, to come in and protect.
And we are seeing two well-coached, solid teams play right here. Great keeper play, nice midfield play. We've got offensive strikes, defensive solid play.
Yeah.
If you like soccer, good soccer, that's what we're watching right here.
Western Hills with the free kick, and here's Davis. Nice job of cutting back, some great footwork. Now Hayden Patton trying to check her. She cuts it back again, looking for Wolverine on the left side. Doesn't really have anybody she can pass it to. She's trying to lead Muller there. Muller just marshaled off the ball that time.
And what Couch was trying to do against Davis was to close up on her, not let her make a turn. I used to always try to coach players, make them make a negative pass, and we call it no turn. So you don't want to let that midfielder turn right there in their center. So, but she did a nice, nifty escape move.
And a lot of the trick of that is just understanding space, where you're at on the field, where your teammates are at, and where the threat is at. That ball over the top, and Carter is just going to be a step offside that time.
Yep, that was a nice defensive trap. They saw it coming, boom, stepped up. And
the clearance nearly put Kennedy Carter onside. I'm going to struggle not to call her Adrienne because we had, may have been her sister, I'm not sure, but Adrienne Carter was a player for Western Hills a few years ago, so.
Kamari Smith is playing in the back for Great Crossing. I remember the game Monday night. She took a pretty good
Here comes Hawkinsmith on the far side this time, and she'll win a corner.
There you go. So the third corner coming up. Let's see what they can do with this.
Seton Hawkinsmith had a goal on Monday night, and she's already had a couple nice chances. That was a pretty good job by Leah Hibbets there to just catch up to the play and
just walk there stride for stride.
Yeah.
Force the ball out of bounds and right across the touchline.
Try to force
clear
the attacker into a position on the field that you want them to be in. Western Hills just not able to get on top of the ball there, but when they've had to defend, they defended well.
Yeah, it was Maggie Richardson with that header clearing the ball out right off the line for Western Hills. And now, see, here's where when we started the first 5 minutes of this restart, Western Hills was pushing down, and they were in they're attacking third. Now we see this shift a little bit. We got great crossing. They're making a push, so it's going to ebb and flow, and that's what you want your players to kind of don't panic, do what you're told your coach to do, play your way out of it.
Yeah, and we really, in this tournament, on all 4 games that we've seen so far, it's been one team kind of dominating possession and really just, you know, stamping their will on the game. This one,
Correct.
Complete 180 from that. We've seen both of these teams really go at each other early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very clear that at any point, either one of these teams could go ahead and find the back of the net. Very solid offensive capacities.
Nice job by Carter that time to stand the attacker up.
There's a nice combination there between Carter and Laudman.
White might be on here for Western Hills. Davis wanted to go to the left side, didn't have anybody in support. Was trying to find Muller, and Muller was just kind of too far upfield.
And right there, that was that no-turn mindset where you don't want to let Davis turn with that ball. You force her to make a negative play. You just don't let her turn into position of attack.
I thought Carter might have been offside there, but
no.
Flag stays
Laudman.
down. Wadmill, I think she was trying to play it back to Carter that time, but the angle may have been too acute. A good job by Western Hills to spring quickly. And I think that's what it's going to take to beat this great crossing team.
Yes. But just opportunistic too. You know, that's whenever the opportunities arise, you're going to have to go ahead and make the best of that.
Nice job by Hayden Patton. Gets it to Hawkinsmith up top. Not able to maintain possession. Good job by Western Hills. The last-ditch defending, and just cleared into the 10th row that time by number 24 for great crossing, Emery Schmidt.
Murray brings it in. We get another throw in.
Throw comes into Davis, and Davis, nice job. She kind of stood on top of the ball to start it out and managed to keep possession. Tried to lead Wadmill over there. Western Hills will have another throw after that goal, after that kick coming in from the keeper, and we've got a substitution coming in now. Well, they're gonna keep it running here, and there's Marin Patton with a nice cross-field ball to switch up play.
One strike, ball completely changed the direction of attack.
Denard with a big cross that time.
Ambitious cross, a little bit too much leg there.
Yeah, I think if she'd been about 10 yards further back, may have had something going on there, but just couldn't get the angle right. And coming into the game now is number 18 for
Cameron
Western
Crump.
Hills.
And she replaced Emery Schmidt.
Here comes great crossing. Western Hills not able to clear. Marin Patton laying it over to Hayden Patton. Here's Marin Patton again. Left-footed shot, always rising. She had some venom behind that one, just couldn't get it to dip. Let's take a look at the replay here. What a job to get some space. Nice footwork.
Played that ball to her left foot and drove it.
Marin Patton is their leading scorer on the season. She's got 12 goals now. Attacking again, and great crossing, kind of living on the Western Hills side of the field is at the present moment here. Carter chips that one over top. Wadmill going to try to run into it, almost gets her foot to it. They'll get a throw.
Crump just played that one out. She knew she really didn't have a direction to take that, so she's played out, let her defense roll back. It was a pretty good counter by Western Hills.
Nice job by Richardson for the Wolverines coming up, fighting for the ball with Marin Patton. Marin Patton and the Warhawks come out on top and attacking now, and a little ping pong there. I think that clearance, it was again a clearance where the attacker wasn't expecting the ball to come in, and you're kind of obligated to chase it down, but just a about at least a couple of yards offside.
Yeah. Tell you what, I've been impressed with Laud Mill's work rate. And Western Hills has really been right-handed attacking in this half.
Yeah, and also kind of reacting to what they're seeing on the field, like just kind of the nature of the game, because Great Crossing, after about the first 5 minutes of our restart here, started to kind of work their way in and develop more possession, but Western Hills has shown a lot more capability to counteract that and, get something on the counter than maybe in the past.
It's a nifty little escape move by Muller over
yeah,
there.
that was a nice job. Laudmill trying to sneak in there.
Yeah. Tries to switch field a little bit.
Now Great Crossing with the chance to counter of their own. It's a nice job by Allie Nolan to get some space.
Plays it to the middle, but Hawkins Smith. Or no, I'm sorry.
That was Hayden Patton.
Yeah.
The 5 and the 3 look a lot alike.
5 and 3 are tough, yes.
I think Maddie Muller was just looking to play that ball through to Ella Davis for the Wolverines, who would have been onside if it had gotten to her.
Western Hills throw in on the far side of the field, right in midfield. We got 17 minutes or 17 minutes remaining in the first half. We got a 0-0 score or 0-0, but it's not a boring game. You can say, how could a scoreless game not be boring? Well, because we're talking about two solid clubs, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, we've seen some high-level play on both sides of the field so far.
Nice pass.
Hayden Patton. Nice 1-2, and the
well
first-time
struck.
shot is going to hit
Off
the crossbar.
Frame again. My goodness.
What an attack right here, and you see this 1-2 right here between Hawkinsmith and Nolan. Nice job by Hawkinsmith. Just waited for Nolan to make the run, nearly chipped that into the top left corner.
That was as good as you're going to see. That was classic. It doesn't matter whether you're looking at Premier League or Louisville City or Racing Louisville. That was a solid play.
I think that's a good job by Nolan that time to really continue her run. Nolan doesn't give up on this one. She might get another shot at it. This time it's cleared.
I was impressed with the pass that Hawkinsmith laid right back to her.
Yeah,
it was very, very well played.
And good patience by Hawkinsmith not to just immediately play that pass, to wait until it was on. Here's Laudmill and takes a bump. I think that's a good no call. It looked like they were pretty much even.
Yeah. It was a Lane Ogle and Laudmill just kind of collided there. Let me see that on
Laudmill's
replay.
still down.
She took a knee to the thigh, maybe. Yes.
Yeah.
It looks like the knee hit her right in that thigh.
And anybody that's had taken a hit like that, they can tell you how much it hurts.
And
if you get a hit in a certain spot in your leg, that's definitely really painful and probably will bruise up at some point. But hopefully she's okay, because she's had quite a game so far tonight. As Western Hills side leg comes down to attend to her. Let's take a look at this again.
Trainers are checking on her.
And I think it's just one of those, bang, bang play. The defender comes in and gets the ball, which is always kind of the first thing. It's not the end-all, be-all of whether or not it's a foul or not, but typically if they get the ball, I think a lot of leverage is given to the defender in that situation.
Yeah, it could have easily been called a foul, but just a direct kick, but it wasn't a cardable offense.
The cliche is always, when you watch the Premier League or you watch the MLS, if there's a questionable no call, they say, I've seen them given.
Yes, I've seen it.
I think anybody that's watched this for a long time will tell you that's a call that really could go either way.
Yes. And there's no gamesmanship going on. That was legitimate. She went to ground out of that contact.
Now here's a position, when you've got something going on like that and hitting the ground at speed, I have to imagine that playing on turf, it's a little bit more painful, depending on the shape of the grass that you might have.
Yeah, well, this athletic surface is much better than the old AstroTurf, when they used to call it AstroTurf, which was just basically carpet rolled on concrete.
Well, I think anybody that lives in Kentucky and has watched sports in Kentucky for a significant amount of time, when you tell them about AstroTurf, the first thing that comes to your mind is the old Cardinal Stadium. And yeah, that was basically it was green painted concrete.
You got it.
And I only walked on it. I never actually played on it. Nice job by Muller.
Taking it herself, bring down that left side.
Trying to get across. It gets the cross in.
Oh,
First chance for
nice
Western
ball.
Hills, really coming from the left side. That was a great cross and
Great
almost found the
ball,
foot of
Naomi.
Carter.
Yeah. And Carter was right there. Great run. She saw that. She saw it developing. And,
Yeah.
I mean, a beautiful ball Muller sent through.
Yeah, good job that time by the goalkeeper for great crossing to come in and cut that out. And here's another through ball to Carter. This time, she's not really gonna too much ground to make up for her that time.
Yeah. That pass right there indicates why Muller's got 11 assists on the season.
Yeah, that's a fantastic cross.
To go with her 17 goals, she got 45 points total, and shows that she is an assist maker as well as a scorer.
And what a privilege to have somebody with that ability to score and distribute the ball around out on the wing. Typically, think of a player with those kind of statistics would be in the center. And a player with those kind of abilities is Marin Patton, who plays the through ball, maybe led Nolan a little bit too much that time.
Nolan manages to save it. But Hibbets came out and played it out, shepherded it out to the touchline. And
but you cannot turn away from this game for a second.
No.
You switch. This is the kind of game, if you're on that field, you can't switch off because both of these teams have the ability to attack and attack so quickly. There's Carter with the, almost called that the hospital ball, the loose pass, but Western Hills still with it, and Carter finds it the ball finds its way back to her feet. Now, Western Hills just trying to establish some possession. Great crossing, takes it away.
Oh, no.
Ball finds its way through.
There you
Seton
go.
Hawkins
Hibbets cleans it up. That's
tried
exactly
to turn on that.
That's what exactly what that center back needs to do. That's sort of playing in that sweeper position.
Just put your foot through it. We'll discuss the options later.
An optimistic strike by Hayden Patton, I believe. Yeah, goal kick.
You see Hayden Patton there. She had a goal in the second half of the game on Monday night in Western Hills. When Great Crossing took down Frankfort High. And it bears mentioning, and we talked about it a lot on Monday night, Frankfort High, losing and kind of struggling this season, but anybody who watched that game and anybody who's watched Frankfort High over the years will testify to the fact that Frankfort High was competitive for stretches of that game, and that's something that we haven't seen from that program in a long time. So it's a credit to Daniel Rogers and the job that he's done over there.
Correct, and they're very young club.
You can say the same for Franklin County, a young team and a lot of heart, a lot of spirit on that. We've seen a lot of that on every single sideline here in this tournament.
Correct. There's not been any quit exhibited on the field. Everybody's played hard and clean. It's really been a clean tournament.
Here's Denard playing it forward, looking for Hawkinsmith, but it's taken away that time by Western Hills, Throw coming from Great Crossing. We want to thank our sponsors for this tournament, David Tolles Auto Pro and Exit Realty Crutcher, for helping us bring you all this action here on Cable 10.
Nice long.
Nolan going to work on the right side. That's a nice job by Leah Hibbets to really clear
Nolan
the danger.
earned a corner kick here.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a goal kick that time, but they did give her the corner.
Yeah. See what they can do with this set piece. This would be the fourth corner.
And we saw them give Frankfort High a lot of trouble with set pieces in
Here's Marin
game
Patton
one.
Tee it up. We'll see if she's going to strike left foot and she's going to try to outswing it.
Nice ball. And that's exactly what you'd want that outswinging corner to do. Hit the person on the far post. I think just a little bit too much deflection on the stop, but
that would have been an extremely difficult strike to pick that out of the air like that on a first touch and hit it with a full volley. That's challenging. It's Kennedy Carter making a run. Looking to switch
Carter
possibly.
going toe to toe, backs it out. Some nice patience that time by Carter.
Lauren
Crossing
Murray was
comes
looking.
out with it.
Yeah, Lauren Murray was looking to link up with Davis, trying to split the middle there. Davis was pushing forward.
There's Marin Patton with a nice turn. Clearance not made. Here's Nolan. Right-footed cross comes in. Running onto that one was Hayden Patton. She couldn't quite get all of it.
Yeah, Lauren Murray was right there in the center. Excellent job. Picked it up and denied the opportunity. Just good, very good defensive positioning, very good offensive movement. It's been back and forth the entire
There's Marin
game.
Patton. She's got a little bit of space. Lays it off for Nolan. Chip shot. Hits a Wolverine. Nolan still has it. She's got room to make a cross. Lays it back to Marin Patton. Patton going to take the right-footed shot. And that's a wonder goal. Marin Patton, I think a little bit of frustration from not scoring on Monday night despite the amount of shots that she had from distance. She just leathers that one into the goal. Take a look at it again. Nice job by Nolan to stay with this play. Just lays it back. Knew she had Patton in space, and Marin Patton doesn't need an invitation to shoot. Just great form.
But look at her toe when she struck that ball and came through with a follow-through. That toe was pointed straight down, and she drove through it in laces. And that was a screamer. That was a ripper.
Textbook form, and it was going to take that kind of strike to put one up on Western Hills. Great Crossing now up 1-0.
Got 10 minutes left in this first half. This kind of a disjointed first half, but
that brings Marin Patton's total on the season up to 13 goals. Now Great Crossing with a little bit of momentum on their side. Here's Patton, the goal scorer.
And this is where Western Hills just have to stay under control. Do what they've been doing. That was just a well-struck ball. That was just a hard play to stop.
I think they've found something here that they like. Great Crossing has. They like that matchup that Allie Nolan has over there on the left side.
Yeah. And Nolan has been doing a great job about dumping the ball back up toward the center of the 18, and Great Crossing has been doing some pretty good things with it.
And here's where is Patton with a nice job of avoiding the contact there.
Solid defense right there by Western Hills. Lauren Murray.
And Carter picks it away.
Carter picks it up. Nice touch.
Murray gets it back to Carter. Carter just kind of trying to force her way through with it. And I don't know about that. It seemed like it came off Warhawk.
Yeah, I thought that was a Western Hills throw-in. But quick call. Play on.
And from the standpoint of Chris Brady over there on the sideline for Western Hills, that's exactly what you want to see. You want to see your team just shake off that goal. It was a strike that you're rarely going to see at this level. And I don't know if Judy could have really done anything. I mean, she got a hand towards it, but I think that was the goal had been twice as far away as it was. I think that still would have gone in. That was just a perfectly struck ball.
And that's also, the senior leadership. You come back from one goal down. You don't roll over and quit. You play on. And
Marin Patton, the goal scorer, you see there on the screen now, number 12. She's really started to kind of work her way into this game.
And as a sophomore, being a leading scorer as a sophomore, he indicates she's pretty solid.
Oh, big collision on the middle of the field there. And both players a little shaken up, but both players back on their feet.
It was Muller and Dodge, wasn't it?
Let's take a look at this again. I think it was one of those situations where neither of them expected the other to be there. And I think,
they just kind of,
Yeah, Maddie Muller is coming in full-blooded, as they call it. Credit to her for hustling to apply pressure. But, yeah, the Great Crossing player, I think, did not see her coming at all. Glad both players are back in it here. It was a decent look there by Carter trying to get her teammate there wearing number 1, Taylor Doss, into space.
Force Dodge to come, or force Shelby Smith to come out and clear the ball away. It's the right idea, though. They're trying to split that defense.
Great crossing attacking from the right now as
there's a Hills throw in.
Not able to keep that one in was Seton Hawkinsmith. Yeah, I think if you watched the game that they had against Frankfurt on Monday night, Marion Patton had shot after shot. I think hit every part of the goal, but never did manage to score. And I think that was a little bit of frustration taken out on that goal.
Carlos Chavez plays it up the left wing.
The lob over the top.
Dodging.
Yeah, nice job that time sticking with it by Taylor Doss for the Wolverines over on that side. And still nobody really able to establish possession here in the last little bit. That ball over the top to Nolan, unable to keep it in, and I think that'll be something that Western Hills will be glad to see, because Nolan's been pretty dangerous over on that side. That one bounces back. It looks like that'll be a goal kick.
4:42 is
I was just about to say it. We're inside your 5-minute window.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Right now, Western Hills wants to make sure that they don't give up one, just from being on the defensive side of it and having to fight back. It's going to be much harder to come back from 2 down. But then again, Great Crossing does not want to concede either. They don't want to work that hard and wind up finishing out the half even.
Muller coming all the way back to try to fight to get possession here. I think Western Hills really wants to notch one before halftime here. Here's Hayden Patton taking on a whole gaggle of Wolverines over there.
Christina Chavez applying some defensive pressure.
Lays it over to Seton Hawkinsmith, number 3. Ball finds its way back to Hayden Patton. She lays it off to Marion Patton. Thought about the shot with the left foot, but ran out of room. Western Hills closing down nicely that time. Cross
Murray,
still not cleared, though.
David just shepherds it out.
They're going to let that one go out for a corner. I think a little bit of miscommunication that time by Western Hills. I think they thought Great Crossing had touched it last, and they were going to get a goal kick out of that.
Oh, I thought that was a goal kick. Yes, I'm sorry. I agree with Hibbets. I thought that was a goal kick.
Here's the goal scorer, Marion Patton, lining this one up.
This will be the 5th corner. Set pieces.
Another in-swinger. Get some nice air under it. It looked like they were going for the same side, but that time Western Hills covering it a little bit better. The ball reached its intended target, but a little too much heat on it, and the header just went right out of bounds.
Hayden Patton just had to skip off, but she was in the right position. Just unable to get a shot on frame.
That one might have stung her forehead too. There was a lot of muscle behind that corner. That one kind of flew up on Denard.
Yeah.
Thought it was a handball from up here, but they're going to say play on, and the result would have been the same anyway, as now Western Hills with the chance to run onto that one. In Great Crossing just kind of winning the midfield battle a little bit now.
Exactly what I was going to say, John, is that you know, we are all constantly talking about whoever wins and controls midfield, and right now it looks like Great Crossing has picked that up, and they are beginning to control that movement through midfield. And you can see that whenever Western Hills is trying to play long balls over top, as opposed to working it through.
Yeah, and that Great Crossing kind of established that midfield dominance. Just makes Western Hills drop back that little bit more, and then it's harder to turn around once you've got possession.
Absolutely. And so that'll be something at halftime. That'll be a halftime adjustment that Coach Brady will try to address.
And from that standpoint, strategy-wise, if you talk about in football flipping the field or winning the field battles, we've got a shot, hits the knee of Hibbets. Marion Patton puts her foot through it, just not really any direction. But if you want to compare it to something in another sport, in football, when you talk about field position, you talk about winning the field battle, you know, it's at a lot faster pace. But that is very much the same concept. You're trying to play the ball in the other team's half.
Yes.
You're trying to play the game in the other team's half.
And once you get that ball down into your attacking third, defensively, you can pull your back line right up the midfield, and you can apply pressure, just like what Camry Smith just did for Great Crossing by driving that ball right back into the box.
Ball over the top, found Hayden Patton, who played it back to Nolan. It's going to be a throw for Great Crossing as we got, no, they're going to say it goes the way of the Wolverines. About 45 seconds left here. Wolverines will hope not to go into halftime with any more damage on the scoreboard. And definitely nothing for them to hang their heads about in this first half. I mean, you don't want to be down as we hold that thought here as Great Crossing is attacking. And that was a nice job by Muller coming over to get a foot on it. Great Crossing still with it. The shot from distance goes wide, but as we were saying, nothing for them to be upset about aside from that one wonder strike. As you see that shot coming in from distance, it looked like it might have taken a little bit of deflection.
Was that Madison Dodge that struck that?
I believe so. We haven't called her name much tonight.
She's been playing in more in that defensive midfield position.
We saw that on the second half on Monday night. Good to have a player with that kind of flexibility.
Yes.
That brings us to halftime. A Marion Patton screamer is the difference here. Both teams really, really fighting for this. And 1-0 your score. Great Crossing on top of Western Hills. We'll be back with a halftime show and some highlights for you. Stay with us here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
Classic Gold Master Jewelers has an amazing selection of jewelry that anyone will love. Classic Gold also provides custom services like pearl restringing, engraving, watch repair, ring resizing, and custom designs. Classic Gold Master Jewelers, 859 East Main Street. Classic Gold Master Jewelers, 859 East Main Street.
It took a little bit longer than we expected to get here, but we are at halftime here in Game 1 of Championship Night of the 41st District Tournament here on Cable 10, and this is the Classic Gold Master Jewelers halftime show. As we see some of the highlights, a lot of the early highlights involved the skyline, but once we got through this weather break that we had, we were able to get everything restarted, and really just a great, if you're a fan of the game, as we said, just a great matchup between these two teams. Really even both ways. Both teams with chances. Both teams asking a lot of questions of the defense of the other. And playing really as well as we've seen them play in the time that we've watched them.
Yeah, solid goalkeeping on both sides. Great field play. Great Crossing bounced, I think, 2 off the frame. So it could have even been possibly 3 goals scored there, but some very solid defending. Hibbett's in the back. Judy in the net has been doing a very good job. And what we've seen is the play going back and forth. Right toward the end, Great Crossing seemed to start controlling the midfield. But
here is the goal that separates them is Marion Patton got a little bit of space. That was all she needed, and just as well struck the ball as you said to me off air as you're going to see at this level. Marion Patton
very solid,
and that's the goal that separates us here as the lights are on and the teams are talking it over. Western Hills finds himself down a goal from that wonder goal. 1-0 your score. We're going to take a break. We'll have second half action for you coming up here on the 41st District Tournament coverage on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Estate Tree Service. We have a solution for all your tree care needs. Estate Tree Service provides expert tree care and preservation. Call 502-229-5258 for a free estimate. Game of the Week is brought to you by Traditional Bank. When your business is looking to win, with tough competition around every corner, you need high performers backing you up. Traditional Bank's local team will stand by your side as a trusted partner, your friendly neighbor, and your biggest fan. It's time to make the switch. Traditional Bank, member FDIC.
Bob Allen of Frankfort is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Shop Bob Allen for a winning selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, all dealmaker priced.
Click and save today
At boballenfrankfurt.com.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Bob Allen. Bob Allen is Frankfurt's dealmaker. Shop Bob Allen for a winning selection of new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, as well as pre-owned. Click and save at boballenfrankfurt.com. Bob Allen is a proud sponsor of high school athletics. Game of the Week is brought to you by Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher. Choose local realtors that treat you like family, because real estate is what we do and families are why we do it. Game of the Week is brought to you by North American Insurance. North American Insurance Services provides for all your health, life, home care, Medicare, supplemental health, annuities, and long-term care. Call Mark Keetle and let us prepare your unique plan today. 606-356-7774.
This bed's too hard. This bed's too soft. This bed's just right. Come check out our new store. 316 Versailles Road behind McDonald's. Our new store is just right.
I'd like to invite you into our newest location, 316 Versailles Road. We have a large selection of furniture in stock for you to take home with you today. And like my three little bears just said, everything is just right.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Whitehead Hancock. Whitehead Hancock Plumbing has been serving Frankfurt families for more than 100 years. You can trust Whitehead Hancock for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and septic needs. Call them today at 502-227-2213 for 24-hour emergency service, or visit their website at whiteheadhancock.com.
Despite the best intentions, sometimes a marriage just doesn't work out. I'm attorney Doug Howard of the Howard Law Group. A divorce can cost you thousands of dollars in lawyer's fee alone. That's why I created uncontesteddivorce.law. If you have an uncontested divorce and both parties are willing to sign all documents, you'll only pay a flat fee plus court costs. Why spend more on your divorce than you did on your wedding cake? When a divorce is just a divorce, life demands simple.
Since 1949, Franklin Goins Insurance has been providing great rates on auto, home, business, and life insurance. Franklin Goins Insurance. Franklin's got you covered.
In 1972, a young David Tolles vowed to jump the Kentucky River on his big wheel. He did not make it. We can rebuild him. We have the capability to make the world's perfect mechanic. Better, stronger, faster. David Tolles Tires and Auto Service on Duncan Road.
Buying and selling a home can be an extremely stressful experience. Let real estate agent Reba Howe help you navigate the process smoothly and help relieve your anxiety. Reba is honest, an excellent communicator, and will be your advocate every step of the way. Reba provides expert advice and will treat you like family. At Exit Realty Crutcher, real estate is what we do, and families are why we do it. Contact Reba today by texting Reba to 85377. Call her at 502-330-8831. You'll be glad you did.
Tune in to Around 10, Frankfurt's very own morning show. We cover all the happenings in the capital city every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. live on Cable 10, Facebook, and YouTube. Remember, if it happens around town, it's on Around 10.
We're back here at Benny Watkins Field. The field cleared, and you probably know what I'm going to say next. We are going to have a postponement of the games tonight. We had just gotten to start the second half. We didn't actually start it, but Great Crossing on top of Western Hills 1-0, and that game will be picked up at 3 o'clock tomorrow. 3 o'clock tomorrow will be the conclusion. Tomorrow afternoon will be the conclusion of that game, and then the boys' game to follow. So that is going to be the schedule. It'll be the girls' game, the second half of the girls' game played tomorrow right here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then the boys' game will pick up after that. 4:30 is the schedule, but it comes down to whatever the game prior tells you. So disappointing way to end the night here at Benny Watkins Field. We had a great half of football. But we've enjoyed bringing you this entire tournament. So join us tomorrow because we're going to be across town at Western Hills as the football Wolverines take on Henry County. Be with us here tomorrow night for that and all the action we can bring you coming up here on the Cableton Game of the Week. Good night.